Hello again and welcome to the program. I am Suren. When I go, don't learn to live without me. Just learn to live with my love in a different way. And if you need me to see me, close your eyes or look in your shadow when the sun shines. I am there. Sit with me in a quiet line and you will know that I did not leave. There is no leaving when one soul is blended with another. When I go, don't learn to live without me. Just learn to look for me in the moments. I will be there. Read this or listen to it when you feel lost. Sometimes life feels like a foggy road. You take steps, but you're not sure where you are going. But just by moving forward, you are already on your way. Tough days don't mean you failed. They don't mean it will always be this way. Just remember that every storm eventually passes and the sky clears again. If you feel lost in 1,000 thoughts, take a deep breath. You don't have to figure it all out right now. You don't have to know all the answers. Just be still for a moment and remind yourself that you are stronger than you think. Taking care of yourself isn't weakness. It's part of the path to growth. Let's rest, quiet, and kindness towards yourself be part of your tough days. You'll get through this, but as you have before. Jimmy Osborne writes, a matter of perspective. I am. Am I passionate or obsessive? That's a matter of perspective. You can make a quick decision, but your opinion is subjective. Am I eccentric or insane, demented and deranged? I won't argue with the claim that I'm particularly strange. See the way that we perceive. It shapes the way that we believe. But let us not deceive ourselves. Things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes I'm like a raging river, and other times a silent stream. Is what we see reality, or is it just a vibrant dream? Shel Silverstein writes, "The voice. There's a voice inside of you that whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to the voice that speaks inside." From past life. The way back home. I wandered far from who I'd been, forgot the light I held within. But slowly now I start to see there is still a way back home to me. It's in the way I speak my name, with less regret, with less self-blame. It's in the way I tend my mind, with thoughts that hurt, yet still stay kind. No map can you show me where to go, but deep inside I start to know that healing isn't far or wild. It's just the way back to my child. Jimmy Osborne writes, "Way of life. Life is strange, with its ebbs and flows, the wax and wane as it comes and goes. The seasons change, we change and grow. It's give and take, we reap and sow. But everything's not black and white, with many shades and many types, and many ways to live this life. So, who is to say mine isn't right?" Khalil Gibran writes on marriage, "You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. You shall be together even in this silent memory of God. But let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heaven dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of your be alone. Even as the strings of the lute are alone, though they quiver for the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. For only the hand of life can contain your hearts and stand together, yet not too near together. For the pillars of the temple stand apart. An oak tree and a cypress grow not in each other's shadow. Mothers. The most beautiful word on the lips of mankind is the word mother. And the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. It's a word full of hope and love, a sweet and kind word coming from the depths of the heart. The mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, a hope in misery, and our strength and weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. He who loves his mother loses a pure soul who blesses and guards him constantly. Everything in nature bespeaks the mother. Jalaluddin Rumi writes, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, depression, meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house. Empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond." Khalil Gibran writes also on fear. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled, from the peaks of the mountains, long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear. because that is where the river will know. It's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. And joy and sorrow. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, in a selfsame well from which your laughter arises, was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be, the deeper that sorrow curves into your being, the more joy you can contain? Is not the cup that holds your wine, and it the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. When a treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise and fall. Langleaf writes, the perfect crime. It wasn't with knives my heart he tore when he brought me to death's door. It wasn't his hands that had me slain, but he had killed me all the same. Cold and callous, with no remorse, he turned me to a walking corpse. And I am imprisoned in this pain, while he, without the slightest blame, free to do it over again. Jimmy Osborne writes, on letting go. We must let go of those hurtful things that burn and hiss and bite and sting, that hurt the heart and clip our wings, where we can't fly and we can't sing. I think it's time to turn the page. Turn to the light line and quiet the rage. Forgive the slights we cannot change, and spread our wings to escape this cage. Hope. Hope is the hush before the dawn. When stars begin to fade, a gentle breath, the heart holds on when all else slips away. Its roots that crack through stone and ice, a flame that won't resign, a melody wins that slice. Yet still, it sings in time. Hope doesn't shout, it softly stays. When courage comes undone, it waits within the darkest days and rises with the sun. So when the night feels far too long and the light seems out of scope, remember this: you still belong. This smile. There is a smile of love, and there's a smile of the deceit. And there's a smile of smiles, in which these two smiles meet. And there's a frown or hate, and there's a frown of the disdain. And there is a frown which you strive to forget in vain. For it sticks in the heart's deep core, and it sticks in the deep backbone. And no smile that ever was smiled, but only one smile alone, that betwixt the cradle and grave, it only once smiled can be, and when it once smiled, there is an end to all misery. Wendell Berry writes on silence: though the air is full of singing, my head is loud with labor of words. Though the season is rich with fruit, my tongue hungers for the sweet of speech. Though the beach is golden, I cannot stand beside it, mute, but must say, it is golden, while the leaves stir and fall with a sound that is not a name. It is the silence that my hope is, and my aim, a song whose lines I cannot make or sing, sounds man's silence like a root, let me say, and not mourn. The world lives in the death of speech. Anne sings there. Ritika Jain writes, people ask me why I love sunsets, as they mean everything has an end. But it tells that whatever happens all day, a beautiful end can help it mend. I love how the lonely clouds strand in the sky, distorted, and I realize that's the most glorious thing I spotted. It is beautiful as the weeping cloud pour the raindrops, quite delicate to embrace, yet broken, but still adds to the nature its grace. Broken doesn't mean it is the end. If it's for things or people, as they're still left with the pieces, though broken, much more beautiful. Priya Bhashan writes, a life unlived. Life is to live, no more confusion in what we believe. It's hard, you see, nowhere to go, standing on a cliff, afraid of falling. Life won't repeat, like autumn leaves. Those rules of yours are not so fair, and I'm sick of it. I too have a soul, a beautiful dream, but in life unlived. Poetry for the soul. I want you close, but not too near. A bond that's pure, without the fear of falling once more, and love's cruel sway, where hearts are tangled, lead astray. I crave your love, your gentle touch, but know my heart has had too much. The ache, the burn, the endless night, when love was wrong and not quite right. Yet still I yearn for you to stay, a friend beside me. Come what may, not love, not longing, just this space where time and trust can find their place. So here's my plea. Though it may sting, let's be close, but not love's king. No passions free, no fleeting spark, just you and I in light, not dark. In friendship's arms, let's find our peace, a lasting bond that will not cease. But love, dear one, I can't afford, not again, just friendship evermore. William Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache pang, the thousand natural shocks. That flesh is air too, 'tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream, there is the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There is the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and thorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely. The pangs of dispressed love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and its spurns, that passion merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fable spare to grant and sweet under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Conscience doth make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied, or with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment, with disregard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. The illusion we call life. We live as if the clock is shy, as if our bones will never die. We hold, we chase, we build and burn, ignoring what we'll never learn. No memory of where we've been, no map to show what lies within. We laugh and cry and name it real, yet nothing is quite the way we feel. We act as if we are here to stay, blind to the soul that slips away. The world, a stage of form and flare, but touch it deep, and there is just air. No before, no after, just display. A passing thought, a breath, a day. In truth, this life does not exist. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Ella Wheeler Wilcox writes, on solitude. Laugh, and the world laughs with you. Weep, and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing, and the hills will answer. Sigh, it is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. Rejoice, and man will see you. Grieve, and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad, and your friends are many. Be sad, and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectar's wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Emily Dickinson writes, hope is the thing with feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird. They kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea. Yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Henry Scott Holland writes, "Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you. And the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the lime little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind? Because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you for an interval, somewhere very near, just round the corner. All is well. Nothing is hurt, nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again. Rudyard Kipling writes, If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can't trust yourself and all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and you don't look too good, no talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trip for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop, and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will, which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, not lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Speak gently. It is better far to rule by love than fear. Speak gently, let no harsh word mar the good that we do here. Speak gently to the little child. It's love. Be sure to gain. Teach it in accent soft and mild. It may not long remain. Speak gently to the young, for they will have enough to bear. Pass through this life as best they may, just full of anxious care. Speak gently to the aged one. Grieve not the care-worn heart, whose sense of life are nearly run. Let's each in peace depart. Speak gently to the erring. Know they must have toiled in vain. Perchance unkindness made from them so. Oh, win them back again. Speak gently, just a little thing, dropped in a heart's deep well. The good, the joy that it may bring, eternity shall tell. I hope you have enjoyed this little session. We will meet you again by the next episode. Keep smiling and be happy. Thank you.